Hello out there in YouTube land. This is another edition of the Sweet Surrender Daily Run by me. Looks like we're currently 15 on the leaderboard for yesterday's run. I seem to remember there was a guy above me who had like 9,000 gears or something like that, which is crazy. Maybe they removed him because he was, I don't know, doing something. Anyway, let's just jump right in. Let's do a little bit of a warm up here. Get in my groove. I think it's good enough. And just for fun, let's bring a trophy with us through the whole game. Which one? You know what? Nah. Sorry about that. All right, on your mark, get set, go. Dance Floor Pro. I know, you know, I go psycho when my new joint hit. Just can't sit. Gotta get jiggy with it. Ooh, that's it. Now, honey, come ride. DKNY. All up in my house. Got a product bag with a lot of stuff. Give it to your friend. Ben, everybody looking at me. Stick a cigar right from Cuba. Anyway. Whoa! Damn, don't usually see those in a room with such a low ceiling. That scared me. Are there any others walking around? There's this guy. Where do you think you're going? Bullseye. Yeehaw. One of my favorites. The katana. Matter of fact, let's use it as our primary weapon right now. Oh yeah. Except for that guy. Well, I guess they're on. That seems to be all of them. Yeah. I wonder if I should kill these guys or not. I don't know what role kill count plays in ranking me at the end. Seems to be the gears are the main way they rank. players. Maybe we should do an experiment here. And I kill as few robots as I can. So I got a real low kill count at the end. Collect the gears. And see whether the kill count had anything to do with the placement. Actually, you know what? No, I won't be able to do that. Later in the game, I'm intending to use killing these guys as a way to get gears. So, we'll just proceed as normal. Sorry if I'm boring. I need a double cheeseburger and fold the lettuce. Don't burn, son. To be up in the Guess a craving for a number 9 like my shoe. We need some chicken up in here. In this hizzle. For Rizzle Manizzle. Salt on the floor. Pepper, my brother. Another for you. Double supersize. Two swords. Cool. Magic finish. You know, I learned the hard way one time. These barrels right here, do not even touch these things. Don't try to go through a narrow passageway like this. If you nudge this thing the wrong way, it'll explode and kill you. Especially when there's other ones around it. Just do not touch. Okay, so something weird going on here with the swords. I just seen 3 in a row. Not much in the way of gears, huh? Oh, shit. I gotta pick between one of these, you know? I'd like them both. But that 20% really ain't a whole lot. I'm gonna go with 5 bullets in the magazine. I can use that. right, next floor. You know what? We'll keep those swords right there for now. They'll still be there at the next level. One moment. Just getting a drink here. All right, time to continue. Oh shit, I have to use this one. I intended to as a nanostim to increase my life. Whoops. Damn. Yeah, so Jedi sometimes miss blaster bolts too, you know. That's how Ki-Adi-Mundi dies in Revenge of the Sith. Palpatine gives Order 66, and then they show him on a snowy planet with a bunch of clone troopers who turn on him, and he pulls out his lightsaber and starts to shots as they're shooting him, but he can't keep up. It's too much, and he gets killed. I do want my right arm to be my primary melee arm. I think. No, I'm gonna have to put that on the left arm, actually. I don't mind the magazine size reduction. Well, 10. Because I got the 5 bullets thing. You know what? Let's not. Alright, we're gonna go this way because I know back there behind me is where the sewer entrance runs in. You know what the cool sounding bullshit I've ever heard in my life probably is? The movie Equilibrium, when they're explaining the gun kata. This is what they say. Through the analysis of thousands of recorded gunfights, it has been determined that the geometric distribution of antagonists in any gun battle is a statistically predictable element. That's very neat sounding, but it's bullshit. Ooh, another 5. Damn. What? Right there, we'll stick it. So now they both have 13. The gun kata treats the gun as a total weapon, inflicting maximum damage on the maximum number of opponents, while keeping the defenders free of the statistically how have they put it? Keeping the defender free of the statistically traditional trajectories of return fire. Statistically traditional trajectories of return fire. Horseshit, but sounds like it. And where am I going? Ain't nobody ever gonna watch these videos. I could probably say the craziest shit, and unless an AI is listening to me, ain't nobody gonna hear it. See what that 5 bullets chip does? Check it out. I'm pissing death. That's not really death, though, is it? Because they're just robots. They're not alive. You can't kill them. Terminate. That's the word I want to use from now on. You can't kill a robot. You can terminate it. Matter of fact, at the end of Terminator 2, when they throw the T-1000 into the steel pit, John asks Uncle Bob, he says, "Is it dead?" And Uncle Bob says, "Terminated." At least I'm pretty sure that's what was said. Statistically traditional trajectories of return fire. That's wild. Looks cool, though. Oh. Another sword, huh? It's only if I have more than 50 years, though. I don't know when I'll get to that. 35's working. 50 won't. Cost me 21. No go. Besides, I'm sure I'll see another one of them later. Hang on a moment, guys. It's getting hot in here. I need to see if my heater's running. My heater is not running. So I cracked a window. But the air coming in through the window don't feel no different than the air that's here in the room already. Where I live has got some wild weather. Let me tell you. I've never seen anything like it in any other place I've lived. But this last winter 25-26, was quite different from winter 24-25. Vastly different. I'm very boring. I'm sorry for that. I had an idea today that I might be able to pipe in an AI into my where I can talk to it while I do this. And so I ran a test with ChatGPT, and about 30 minutes in, I got cut off for exceeding the usage limit for the voice thing, which was a bummer. I mean, it worked for a little while. And then it said you can continue with GPT Model 4.0 Mini. I was like, okay, I continue. And then talked with it for a little bit, and then I realized the regular one, the smart voice mode, is actually listening to me when I speak. But the 4.0 Mini is not. 4.0 Mini just takes anything I say, transcribes it to text, feeds that to the AI, and then the AI responds with text, which gets translated into a voice. And its answers are not really any different than the written ChatGPT, and so they're super long and unfit for using here. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Where am I going? Wandering around like an idiot. Going here and then there. That's an interesting clip. Holy smokes, look at this. With expanded ammo. I like it. Anyway, what was this chip? No, thank you. Now let's go get the fuel rod. And drop one of these homeboys down. Let's do both of them. I didn't even see this. The assault rifle. Well, okay, then we're not going to be dual wielding these shotguns. We'll just keep one. Nope. And now we go down the hole. There's my two swords from earlier. You know, I hate hearing George Lucas talk about Star Wars when he says things like he'll use the term laser sword when referring to a lightsaber. I've heard him do that. Specifically, he was talking about the scene where Yoda fights Count Dooku in Attack of the Clones. He says this is the first time we ever see him pull out his little laser sword to go to town or something like that. Makes me feel like he doesn't give a shit. He might not give a shit. I mean, he's notorious. He hates directing. He told several actors that. Liam Neeson says he was told that by George. Richard Dreyfuss was told that by George. He just... He more or less sits there and lets the actors do whatever the hell they want. Which is so bizarre to me. Mark Hamill says when they would ask him about the pronunciation of names, like, is it pronounced Chewbacca or Chewbacca? Lucas's reply would be, say it however you want, it'll be regional. Richard Dreyfuss said, like, when you do a take with George, he doesn't really give you any feedback over whether he liked it or not. He just says, like, is that how you want to do it? Like, what the hell does that mean? You're the director, you tell me. Is that how you want it? I heard an interesting story recently that, hang on, I'm going to fix my power cord. God dang it. I gotta clip this power cord to a chair behind me so it stays the hell out of my way. Okay. So anyway, this was either during or after making Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Lucas was already thinking about making a fourth Indiana Jones back then. Sorry, hold on, my nose is itching like crazy. So after he thought about it for a while, Lucas had the idea that he wanted to set it in the 1950s, and it would be kind of modeled after science fiction B movies of the 1950s. And so he wanted to do a thing about aliens. And he went up to Harrison Ford with that. He said, hey, Harrison, I got an idea for another Indiana Jones movie. And he was like, okay, tell me, what is it? Lucas said, it's about aliens. And right away, Harrison said, nope, don't want to do it. Somehow he got talked into it, I guess, though. Steven Spielberg was also reluctant. Forgot about my swords. Also reluctant to do a film about aliens, being an Indiana Jones film. I've never heard Steven Spielberg ever criticize any of George's work. Even the objectively crappy work. Excellent. This is a silent takedown room. You know what? Hang on just a second. Hey, Meta.
The Terminator held the shotgun in his right hand during the police station shootout scene.
There we go. We're going to take that. We're going to take this one, move it here. That works. 35% damage is not a whole lot. I mean, I can easily let that go. The Terminator also had the magazines of his assault rifle, 2 of them taped together, inverse from each other, so he could reload quick. That's called jungle style. Oh, shit. I'm reaching for a grapple gun and I don't have one. That's how much it's burned into my muscle memory. My nose is really irritating me. I really liked the line in Terminator Genesis where Pops sees a particular kind of bullet that I guess he's never seen before, but he knows what it is. He says he read about it on gunsandammo.com. I thought that was brilliant. That's exactly what a Terminator would be doing in his free time while he's waiting for 30 years. Read articles about guns on the internet. Another assault rifle. We're going to stick with the Terminator loadout. You know, this ain't a shotgun quite like what the Terminator was using. This one would be more similar to what Kyle Reese was using in the first film, but still quite different. Reese's had a full buttstock, which he cut off. He tied a rope around it so we could hide it under his armpit. Oh, come on now. I want that. Shit. All right, no more healing from melee damage. I hate having to make decisions like that. I'll come back for those gears. And another assault rifle. Son Something smells weird to me. So earlier we saw 3 swords in a row. I wonder if we won't see 3 assault rifles in a row, and it be the next weapon I open up. If it is, then something's up. You don't get that kind of repetition randomly, I wouldn't think. You know, no. I really hate the way they the movies. I liked Terminator Genesis. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I don't get the criticism of it. I mean, I get it, but it's a movie. Come on, lighten up, people. It's a movie. You're supposed to have fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable, entertaining. You can't expect somebody to just crank out a masterpiece on demand like Terminator 2. The RoboCop gun. Alright. So now we're doing a combination thing. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. I always thought it was a very interesting kind of thought thing to pit RoboCop against the Terminator. You know, there's the whole thing of that, RoboCop versus the Terminator. Who would really win? I don't know. RoboCop doesn't seem to be able to run. I posed the dilemma to my brother once, and he believes that RoboCop would come out on top. I think the Terminator actually would. More of this fucking thing. I don't like that gun. Just a doggone minute. Now, I like like this vigorous vitality chip very, very much, but I think I want this more so I can double up the radar jamming and more effectively deploy the gun snatching technique. So actually, I'm going to give up the 5 bullets chip. I'm sorry. You're a good chip. I love you so much. But in the long run, this is more valuable. We are blessed. So for this 100%, I will give up the damage chip. Matter of fact, giving up the damage chip helps us with this because we want to deliver the weakest blows we can to get the maximum number of gears. Sorry, I keep saying chips when I say gears. And ideally, I'd like to have an Uzi on me. This gun's a 3-burster. I want something that shoots 1 shot. Did Homeboy have a pistol? I don't remember. Where'd I even kill him at? Terminate, sorry, terminate, not kill. You can't kill a robot any more than you can kill a toaster. Oh, he's still alive. Well, functional, not alive, you know. Oh well. Here we're going to get our very first 3 gears from critical hit. Watch this. 102 to... Oh! 102 to 111. So actually, the burst firing 3 rounds, each round counts for gears. Never mind the weak gun. I'll use this. This gun is also similar, of course, to the guns used by the Grammaton clerics in the movie Equilibrium, which I was quoting earlier, about the coolest sounding bullshit I've ever heard. These are the guns that the gun kata is performed with. Anyway, I gotta kill all these guys except him because I can't get to him. He's gotta be the last one. I'm wondering if this is weaker than this. And I can squeeze out more gears. How do I figure that out? Terminators love these as well, as you know. We'll go full Terminator. Wait. One moment. He's weak. I hit that guy in one shot. That was 3 gears. I want to see if all 3 of the rounds in this burst fire count, regardless of him dying or whatever. So 134 to 140. So it did count. In that case, we must keep the RoboCop gun. A Terminator would make the same decision. These are some pretty epically boring videos I make, aren't they? Nobody wants to watch this shit. There's so much storage capacity available on the internet that I can just manufacture garbage. Be there forever. Damn, it feels really hot. The air conditioner broke at my job, and so I spent the whole shift today in there burning like crazy. I'm gonna disarm and then exploit. Shit, try not to hurt him. Hurting him costs me gears. We're gonna watch him go this way, and when he turns around, we go up. See that? Flawless execution. Chicken shit's hiding in the corner now. There are no walking robots up top, or I would hear them. Just one of them drone sons of bitches. And see how slow his little thing's moving? That's because I got 2 radar jammers. Goodbye. Dual wielding. Except I gave up the extra ammo. Man. I want it. Oh yeah, much better. What do you think, guys? Should I keep the sword or dual wielding these things like a Grammaton cleric? Doing the gun kata. Tough decision, man. I love this sword. I really do, but I don't know how much I'm gonna use it. Shit. Did I not take your fucking gun? Definitely want the shield. You know what? This thing reminds me of the little force field shields that the Gungans were using in Star Wars Episode 1. Why didn't the Jedi ever take to using something like that in combination with the lightsaber? It would have been like a super futuristic knight. I've never heard of that if they did do it. I mean, I get that the Jedi primarily used the lightsaber as a defense, you know, as opposed to a shield, but this couldn't help but make things easier on them. Alright. So, I was asking about dual wielding earlier. I've actually decided I'm not going to be able to be a dual wielder because I do want to have a spot open for a grapple gun if I get it. And if I get the grapple gun, this is the gun that's going to be tossed to get it. And a knife. We'll just use it a little bit for shits and grins. think this son of a bitch right here is my most hated robot in the game. Really could use that grapple gun. Actually, you know what? No, I gotta shoot the sniper up on the tower. I'm trying to get headshots for the gears. I hear a turret. Please, spider turret. Just a regular turret. That's it. Level complete. 58 minutes. I'm taking my sweet time on this. Too busy babbling about nothing. I hate gears. A bunch of bullshit. And I just realized I still have 2 swords sitting in those inventory slots on the elevator arrival. So I can ditch this sword if I need to. See? Told you. Those will stay with me the whole rest of the game. So long as every time I go up the elevator, my hands are empty. Hang on one moment. Okay. We're back. Kind of wish I'd have kept that RoboCop gun. That's alright. I'm gonna start naming rooms. This game is... When I first started playing it, I was under the understanding that every time you played it, it's different. That when you do a run, it's kind of randomly generated. And that's true. It is. And it is different every time you play it. However, many, if not most or even all of the rooms repeat themselves. So it's just a type of room at a place on the map. This one right here on the left end, that's what I call a bonus room. There's only 2 motherfuckers in that room. And it's got usually some good stuff in there. You know, you see me go into the room like that, the guy on the ground, pop him, boom, turn to the right, kill the son of a bitch on the left. I feel like I should name all of these rooms so I know exactly and I can explain. So this room is going to be called the silent room. And I'll tell you why. This room, more than any other one, is one in which you can and should perform a silent takedown of all the enemies. So that's using melee weapons. Because there's a sleeping turret here, a sleeping turret there. There's a balcony up there where there's potentially a robot, a balcony here where there's potentially a robot, and then maybe another one floating around down on the ground here. So we go here. We're going to check if there's a guy around this corner. Nope, no robot there. We're clear. We're going to look for a roaming enemy. I don't hear anyone walking. Everything's clear. Kill these two sons of bitches with a melee weapon so it doesn't wake the other one up. And there you go. This is now a clear room. Didn't fire a bullet. If I'd have fired a bullet at this guy would have immediately woke up and started shooting at me. So I hereby dub this room the silent room. This is similar in terms of silent kills, but different. Should I do something to this guy? Kill him with the sword? If I snatch his gun, he'll start walking. I want to test something real quick. We're going to go between his legs with this sword and see if it's actually empty space. It is. So we're going to split this motherfucker in two from dick to crown. Nice. I forgot. I need to be concentrating on shooting these guys in the head for the sake of gears. See, that falls and just continues falling forever. But there's the room that I would probably name the Abyss, where I think I was showing it yesterday. If you drop a gun off the edge like that, and when it hits the bottom, it bounces right exactly back to you. $193. 202. 9 gears. 3 for every shot. Perfect. What would I name this room? Gosh, I don't know. This one's got various variations to it. You know what? We'll call this the apartment complex. This area of the game is called the slums, but many of the rooms do not actually look like slums. These might be. Like, this could be somebody's apartment. This ledge up here, an apartment. This here, there. I wish I could go in them. That'd be so cool. So we're going to call this room the apartment complex. Another weird thing I noticed. I demonstrated before that the robot who carries a wrench, whose primary function is to run straight to an alarm when he sees you, if you take the wrench out of his hands, he will still come and try and attack you with his bare hands. He will hit you. No other robot displays that kind of behavior. Now, this guy's behavior is the most baffling of all. He's holding a deflective shield in one hand, and he's holding a pistol in the other. And I snatched his shield from him and threw it right there. He still has a gun in his hand, but for whatever reason, the fact that I took his shield renders him just as impotent as any other robot with a gun that I snatch. Watch, he won't use the gun. He's holding it right there. Shoot me. Come on, kill me. Do it now. I'm right here. Kill me. Kill me now. Do it. Is this weird? I think this is weird. Like, I don't know if the people programming this are open to suggestions, but I would make the suggestion maybe after I take his shield, he could still try and shoot at me. Little things like this kind of break my immersion. I know this is a flaw of programming. And he won't pick his shield back up either. None of them are capable of picking anything up. As a matter of fact, I think other than Wrench Boy, none of them are capable of interacting with the environment around them in any meaningful way. Wrench Boy can push an alarm button. Anyway, let's skip these guys. Sorry to babble so much. Do those guys not see me? See, so he's got 2 items, same as the other one downstairs. Make sure he didn't run off. Summabitch has a gun but won't use it. What's your problem, man? He's holding it in the same hand. Every other robot that doesn't carry a shield holds it. See, here, perfect example. Look at this. These guys are visually identical. Holding the same gun, same hand. He won't use it. This guy will. Watch. See? Anybody watching this ever, now or in the future, must be bored to tears by my endless ranting. Damn, I wish I had a grapple gun at this point. Shit. Okay. You have to do this a different way. He's about to start shooting. Alright. Hallelujah. Another very important gear obtaining chip. 5 bullets in the magazine, radar jammer, speed, critical hits. I'm keeping speed, I'll tell you right now. So it's between radar jammer and 5 bullets. So at this point, I have to consider, what am I using the 5 bullets chip on? Pretty much just the shotgun. It's the only one it makes any difference with. Like this. See, it's shots. It doesn't mean that much. So, I bid you adieu. Well, I don't have to get rid of the gun, but 5 bullets is going. Now, if I can get a healing chip, I can start doing the self-harm generation of gears thing. Don't need that. I'm testing him to see if he reacts to anything. Huh. Weird. So he had a shield. Let me take his gun and see what he does then. He may do nothing. Nothing. He doesn't even know he's got the gun in his hand. There's no difference between him having it or not having it. Sorry. Good night, my man. Shit. I really hate this room. I'm gonna call this room. Well, it's the gallows. There's a gallows in the middle of the room where they hang people. Always a pain in the ass room, especially if you don't have the grapple gun. There's two robots sometimes up on a higher ledge that you can't get to. On that upper ledge is a nanostem and some gears. You can get them if you got the grapple gun. If you don't, you can't. There's often one of these sons of bitches on the left. I can't remember what to call them, but this is my second hated robot in the game after that drone generating son of a bitch. Right up there where I'm pointing, that's where the nanostem and the gears are at. The 45 long slide with laser sighting. Man, I'm having the same dilemma I had earlier. I like this one more. This one is more lucrative. This is a daily run, so I am competing for gears. So I'm going to keep the RoboCop gun. See, it's a gallows. It's for killing people. Put the head in there. It's supposed to be a trapdoor here. You drop, and it's supposed to snap your neck. I've seen plenty of these in historical videos, and this is how they killed Saddam Hussein. I can think of a few people right now who belong in one of these. Awfully weird to have a thing like this in what? What is this? You see, a gallows is for public execution where you will have an audience of people watching it happen. Where would they be? I'm crazy. These are concrete roadblocks, by the way. They're meant to stop cars from driving through. Weird place to have those. Unless your audience watching the execution is standing here. A big crowd of what? How many people could fit here? $60 to 80 people, I would say, it would crowd this area. Huh. The only hope of getting those gears up there is if I can blow them down with a grenade, since I don't have the grapple gun. Didn't work. See, the stealth nature of those kills keeps these turrets from waking up. In an ideal world, you can do this whole thing. Oh, look who decided to finally show up. The grapple gun. You know, I've been talking shit about you. And you know what? I'd rather get rid of the shotgun than the sword. As a matter of fact, let me step back into the last room. If I'd have known that the grapple gun was right around the corner, I wouldn't have thrown that grenade. That's the nanostem. And that's the gears. I'm taking forever to beat this. 84 minutes. I never take this long. But it's fine, it's cool, right? There's no limit. It's not going to kill me if I hit 90 minutes. I'm just trying to enjoy my time in a game that I like, that disconnects me from the real world for at least a little while. Just a little while. A little while. Those are supposed to explode. There they go. You know, this makes me feel more like Batman than Spider-Man. The way it's used is more like Batman. Spider-Man swings. He hits like skyscrapers and swings and swoops. Batman does what I'm doing. Like straight ziplining. Shit, he woke them all up. God damn it. Alright, initiate Operation Hot Zone Kill. Nope. No, 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 no. Empty hands. Two more swords if I ever want them. We just crossed the 50% through the game line. I've taken almost 90 effing minutes to get this far. This room. What would I call it? I think I'll call it the pyramid room. Reason being, it's not an actual pyramid, but the room is built around this structure in the center that, I mean, if you squint your eyes and tilt your head and look at it from the side, it kind of is like a pyramid. At the top of which is a trunk with something in it. Usually I can get through here and snatch all the guns. Let's try. I do have the grapple gun. Let's see, so that thing up there is going to be the last bad guy. There's only ever 4 in here. 3 of these bitches and that, or 4 of these bitches. I hate that gun so much. Smooth one. Triple 3. This little room right here that I'm pointing at, this is one of the bonus rooms. You need to have an exploding grenade when you go in there, or you can't get at the good stuff. For that reason, I try to always carry at least one exploding grenade. This is an exploding grenade. This is not an exploding grenade. This is a leech grenade. It's just going to pump out a force field. You can't use it to break open walls. Oh. All right. Okay. Let me show you again. This is Wrench Boy right here in front of me. I'm gonna take his wrench. He's still gonna try to attack me. Where's Big Boy at? Oh. Okay. Wrench Boy's the only one left. So we're gonna play with his behavior a little bit. See this? He's gonna come hit me. See that? Now watch what else he'll do. I'm gonna turn this alarm off. He's gonna turn it right back on. It's his next command thing. See? Every time, he's gonna go right for it. He's not capable of using elevators or portals. He can't get me up here. I mean, I feel like the game would be a better game if all of them did this. Instead of turning into ridiculous twerps when you take their gun and they go hide in the corner. They should all do this. He'll actually go for the nearest alarm too. Watch. Bonus round. No. Ah, shit, it's one of those rooms. The only way I can get over that barrier is either to blow this thing up and get through that wall, or grapple over it, at which either way, the other robots are going to be aware of me being in. I'm going to do the grapple, so I can leave this son of a bitch alive. Actually, you know what? Change my mind. You know what would be a wild challenge? Beat the whole game using nothing but the grapple gun as a weapon. It's the weakest weapon in the game, by far. But if you get damage enhancing chips enough, it can become quite powerful. I don't like this room I'm about to enter. So there's a wrench boy up here above me. He's sitting right in front of an alarm. There's 3 or 4 soldiers out there, along with at least one big boy. Sometimes 2. See, here's Wrench Boy. And another thing about Wrench Boy. Makes him different from the other ones. You know, when I snatch the gun out of the other guy's hands, they make a noise. You know, and then they run away afraid. This dude doesn't even know that I've taken his wrench. Watch. See? No clue. If I shoot this, all the robots outside there are gonna know that I'm here. If I don't kill him with this, I don't get no gears. Robot right there. Shit. He wasn't supposed to hear that. Fucking bastard. This is a dead-end room anyway with no loot in it, and I know that. Why did I even bother to come in here? There's no chests, there's no nothing, there's no hardly any gears. Only gears you get is for killing this son of a bitch. Anyway. 100 minutes. I'm taking forever here. Longest broadcast yet. Let's get this over with. Check it out. I can redo a wield if I like. Exploding grenade. Always try to keep an exploding grenade on you. At least one. Shit, it's this room. try and use these. Big boy's awake. This room. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not even gonna deal with them. Another grapple gun. Now, I have tried many times to kind of work out how I'm gonna get rid of this so I can try in multiple environments. How can I use these things together effectively? When you shoot two, one of them will become dominant over the other, and then you'll sever the connection with the less one. I try to do like a Spider-Man effect. Like I was saying earlier, that it reminds me more of Batman than Spider-Man, and I think that's why there's such a problem with being able to use it like Spider-Man. Uh-oh, there goes my swords. See, now they're just grapple guns. Forgive me for taking so long on this game while I do a bunch of meaningless bullshit that nobody ever cares about. I'm just trying to figure out useful techniques. See, if you do them in opposite directions, one will become dominant, like this. So this one was dominant. I'm pulling them the same, both of them. I think it'll probably always go to the right. I love this room. This is fun. Every time I come to this room in one of these broadcasts, I do this. Watch. They're not paying one lick of attention to me. I can walk up behind them, all snatch their guns. If you shoot them, they immediately all turn on you. So you don't shoot them when you walk into this room. Just walk in, watch them do their target practice, snatch their guns one by one, and get a whole bunch of gears, shoot them slowly in the head. Observe. Okay, so I'm stepping out here so you can hear me. Watch these guys as they're shooting the guns. None of them actually have to reload, any of them. This is the only gun I have that has ammo. Okay, there's a shotgun guy in there, and he's got it in one hand, and he's just endlessly shooting it. He doesn't have to do that. All the other guns like this, you have to reload them. Okay, watch. No reloading going on. Shotgun guy over here. Heard him see me. Okay. Notice that Homeboy right here looks the same as Wrench Boy. But he ain't. He can't attack me. Or he ain't attacking me anyway. And he recognized when I snatched his gun. This guy's different from Wrench Boy. You can tell by blockheads are generally tougher than whatever this would be. Didn't take a single hit. All right. That guy right up there, that's Wrench Boy. Sitting next to his alarm, as they tend to do. Ooh. The electrostatic spear. Another time, my friend. Couple games ago, tried to kill one of these motherfuckers with this sword, and as I did so, the sword disappeared, and I got killed. I can just continue on without doing nothing to any of these guys. Wrench Boy. See? No awareness. I think this might be the most complicated robot of them all, being that he has more behaviors programmed into him than the others do, and he can fight barehanded. As soon as this bitch becomes aware of my presence, he's going to hit this alarm. When he hits the alarm, Big Boy down there is going to wake up. As soon as I shoot Big Boy, if I do that action first, he's going to hit the alarm. Oop. Son of a bitch. This is officially the longest run I've ever done. I've never taken more than 90 minutes to do a run. So this is the room that I got killed in a couple days ago. And I took my sword and went straight after that guy. So I'm not going to do that this time. Wrench boy can die. I need this. I love this radar jammer, but sake of gears and speed, I'm gonna have to let it go. Where are the robots all going? This right here, bonus room. There we go. This is the healing chip. Been waiting for this thing. Alright, so now that we can heal, gotta give up one of them critical ones. We can inflict self-harm. In order to obtain gears. Because when we engage enemies now, we will heal. When you have the damage taken turns into gears chip, you should not harm yourself to get the gears unless you have a healing mechanism right behind it. I swear I just saw someone running here. Guess not. Why am I not healing? I'm barely healing at all. Oh, you know why? I'm dealing minimal damage. My next focus ought to be on damage enhancing chips. Shit. I want this. The only candidate I can trade it with is the speed chip. I love the speed chip. And it's just a straight trade, actually. If I extend the time that it takes for them to recognize me, but I slow myself down at the same time, I'm going to have to go with the speed chip over that. The next big chip in the game that I'm looking for is percent of damage added based on number of gears, 5 or 8%. And the higher, you'll be doing some pretty wicked awesome damage. You wouldn't happen to have a piece of cheese about you now, would you, boy? Many said that I dreamed of cheese. Toasted, mostly. I'm just gonna go for straight kills here. Let's see, I don't have a handgun on me. this a good one. Shit. This is where it goes down. Speed chip's gotta go. Look how sluggish and slow it is. For the sake of time, look, I'm getting tired here. I got a beeline. I got all the chips I need, other than the big damage chip. I hope I find that at some point. I may or may not, but for now, we're just gonna go speed running and just get to the boss as soon as we can. God damn it! It's another one of these rooms. Another one of those. I will no longer be needing this sword. I'm going to go for dual-wielding assault rifles. I'm taking that. We're going to make 1,000 easy. I can start replacing my gear chips. Hmm. Should I do 100% speed? Yes. Doesn't feel like 100% speed. All right. Modern City. 2 levels before the boss. $47 gears to go. We have no damage enhancing chips. We're doing minimal damage right now. Guns akimbo. Now it feels like 100% speed. We're just going to beeline it. We're not going to go into any unnecessary runs anymore. Why are they so hard to kill? All right, you know what? $65. We're going full Terminator. Never did get that damage chip. I hope it's here. Otherwise, we're going to have a long, drawn-out battle with the boss. Excuse me. Here's a neat little thing you can do. If you think that all around you is quiet and that you may have killed all of the robots in a room, look at the door behind you, and if it's clear like that, then they're all dead. If it says clear the room first, there's still one of these bitches walking around out here. But we're good. I'm not even gonna mess with these guys. Ain't gonna do nothing for me to kill them. Ooh, whoa. This is a rarer chip. You don't encounter these ones but once every 8 to 10 rounds, games. Usually this one on my right arm, Health Siphon 1, is the most powerful one you encounter. This one's even better. Whoever's watching this ever, now or in the future, probably hates all this bullshit that I talk. I just explain stuff, and I don't know. I'm not making these videos for nobody but me. Reminds me of a Gene Roddenberry quote. There was a Star Trek convention one time where a lot of the fans were pretty upset about the character of Wesley Crusher. So the fans were talking shit about Wesley, and Gene... I don't like Gene Roddenberry as a person, by the way. He's a piece of shit. Fuck him. But he got on the stage and he more or less told the fans to fuck off. He said, "Let me correct you people about something. You seem to be under the impression that I make these shows for you. I don't. I make them for me." So Wesley Crusher stayed. $926. We're not going to hit 1,000 unless we do a shit ton of damage to the enemy at the end. The boss. Since when a guy like that got 3 security detail? He got 15 motherfuckers in there with guns and you know it. This intel is fucked up. Here we go. The final showdown. not gonna hit 1,000 gears. Shit. I realized what I did. We don't get shit from this guy. That's it. Touché. Game over. We didn't get to 1,000. My apologies to any viewer who does not like how long I took to do this. This is probably going to be the longest one I ever play. 280 kills, 145 fucking minutes, 39 seconds. Puts us number 5 on the leaderboard. Not too bad. That concludes this broadcast. Thank you for joining us.